Today, we'll be talking about emotional regulation. Emotions are a vital part of our life. What we feel dictates what we do, what we think. For example, let's say I'm feeling lonely. I'm feeling lonely. So, what do I think? I think I'm all alone. When I think I'm all alone, there is no one, what do? I don't engage in activities. I don't go out and be there because I want to affirm my emotion of lonely and the thought of I'm all alone. That's how our action responds to our thoughts and emotions. According to me, it all begins with how you feel. We may not be aware, we may not be conscious of what we feel, but we are very aware and conscious of what we think. We can begin there. Emotional regulation can begin with a thought. It need not begin with an emotion. But what does it mean? What does being regulated mean? Does it mean that I am dysregulated currently? Maybe. We don't know. But what emotional regulation means, it means you have the control to decide how much, why, and what to invest emotionally in. In any scenario that you are a part of, you will be in control of deciding what emotions you would want to choose, how much you would want to feel, where would you want to invest this particular emotion. When the control is in our hands, we obviously would not want to purposefully, mindfully, intentionally, deliberately harm ourselves, isn't it? We would always choose to feel something that works in our favor. When practiced consistently and continually, you will also start giving permission to yourself to feel an unwanted emotion, but it will be in your control. The example that I took where I told I'm feeling lonely, I would be in control to feel how much lonely do I want to feel? How frequently do I want to feel? In what timings, what phases, what part of the day do I want to feel? Why is this needed? Isn't my life already better the way it is? I'm feeling naturally the way it happens. This would be a perfectly fine statement if it is not taking away from your emotional balance. If you feel something beyond your emotional balance, you're dysregulated. In other words, we would be mindfully, intentionally, deliberately harming ourselves by costing emotional peace or emotional balance. Does this make sense? Then what would regulation yield? What would it give me? Regulation gives you control back to your hand. It would give you a sense of freedom where you will stop using these words, I don't know. When we explore in any situation, take up any situation and you start exploring, what would make you feel this? How would that help you? What would change? What would happen? What would happen? What would happen? The more you explore, you will reach to a source where you will say, I don't know what would happen. Our actions are directly correlated to this I don't know. But an assumed perception of this is what it might cause. I don't know. What would happen if you feel lonely? No, I don't want to feel lonely. Okay, perfectly fine. What do you see happening if you're lonely? I see myself being alone. What would happen if you're alone? Then I would have no one with me. I'll feel bad, no? What would happen if you feel bad? I don't want to feel bad. I want to feel good all the time. How does it help if you want to feel good all the time? Then I will not experience bad at all. Would you call that balance? When you start exploring in this manner, when you start asking questions in this manner, is when you'll be able to reach to the source of why we feel or think the way we do. This is the whole process of regulation. Remember, regulation does not mean lack of expression. Regulation definitely does not mean suppression. Regulation means expression in the amount it is beneficial for you. At the center of every feeling, every thought, every action is you. Maybe too much, maybe something that requires more exploration, more reflection, which is why I'm coming out with a month-long cohort on emotional regulation. In this cohort, I'm taking up 5 people with whom I personally work in a group session where we will have live classes once a week. We'll talk about various concepts of emotional regulation and its practical implementation in your daily life, everyday life. You will also additionally have access to 5 recorded videos, and these videos are not something similar to what we would have in live classes. This would be an in-depth unpacking of certain concepts in emotional regulation. You'll also have guided WhatsApp assistance where I will either ask you to do something, or I'll ask you to reflect, or I'll ask you to share something. But this, remember, would be a very private and safe space. It would be only 5 participants. I have limited it to 5 for the reason that it should be safe. Make sense? Does that interest you? Do you want to feel that you have control over emotions, or rather do you want to explore what your emotions are? Emotional vocabulary is something that will get developed in this cohort. That's something that I am very much invested in. So let's begin this journey of emotional regulation. Let's see what unpacks, what we explore together. I learn, you learn. Together, let's learn. If this is something that interests you, if this is something that you would want to spend some time on, message me on my WhatsApp, message me in my Insta, leave a comment here in this channel, asking whatever you want to ask, your queries, clarifications, whatever it is, right? Reach out to me. I am eager to begin this journey. This is the first batch that I'm starting with emotional regulation, and I plan to have multiple such batches in multiple such concepts. Let me know if this is something that you would want to work on. I'm here. Message me. And I'll see you the next time I drop another video. Okay? Take care.